that blooming Vettel won yet last year because he
won
won nearly every
race.
race. Though I do know quite a bit about.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
so Jack Elliott, what's your highlight of the week?
my highlight of the week, on Friday, 8 o'clock, I'm going off to Headingley Carnegie to watch Leeds Rhinos against Wigan.
And that's going to be a very big game, of course. Two teams, they'll both be hoping to be in the playoff situation come October. Who do you think's going to win, Jack?
I think Leeds will win it because Wigan, of course, bit injury hit at the moment.
And a number of suspensions as well after
5.
the
But what do you two make of
First team players, isn't it?
Leeds' form at the minute? And do you think they're usually obviously a much different team when it comes to the playoffs? So, on both your opinions on their season so far.
Well, I think personally, in the Leeds team have done this for so many years now where they're not playing very well. You think, are they going to qualify? They scrape through to qualify, and then they become a different team. And it's happened so many times since probably the last 5 years, especially. They've really been an inconsistent team until the big time, and then they do it. They become a united team. And to be honest, I think Leeds Rhinos will probably win the Super League again, because even though they're not playing the best rugby at the moment, I think at the end of the day they've got that experience edge,
and that's all that counts.
And
I
they're
think
world
it's
champions as well.
I think it's a rated R factor that a team who has that edge goes into.
Well, they are for the superstars. They've got really stand-up match-winning, stand-out players. Tom, have you got a highlight of the week?
Well, I think my highlight of the week, some probably won't see it as a highlight, but I do. And the highlight of the week for me is Celtic's current transfer policy dealings. I am being told that a number of players will be joining Celtic by the end of the week. One of them being Leicester City's Matt Mills. Fantastic signing in my opinion. I've always been a fan of Matt Mills since his days at Reading. Since his unfortunate spell at Leicester. He could have been in the Premier League with Reading now. Instead he's not. Oh. He's training with the youth team. But I am being told, and I'm actually going to tweet this while I say it here, and that is, I've just been sent an email saying that Celtic are in talks with Keith Andrews, which I think would be a fantastic signing.
But let me ask this as an overview. We're Celtic expected, unless Rangers somehow get their finances together, we're Celtic expected to win the league for the foreseeable future. How far do you think Celtic can go? Because they don't seem to be strong enough to compete at all in Europe. But there's no one competing with them in the SPL.
Well, personally, I think Celtic have done the. Neil Lennon admitted a few weeks ago that the squad wasn't good enough, for Europe. Basically, we've released 9 players, which I think is a great start. We've released players who clearly just weren't good enough. We've tried to keep them on. We've seen the potential some of these players had. It's not worked out. We let them go, and we're going to get some talent in, and hopefully it'll be talent at a good price, a reasonable price. One figure, Neil Lennon said we could, if we wanted to, spend £41 million. That's how much money we've got as a reserve to spend this summer. Neil Lennon's already said he's happy to spend 10 million. Keep 30 million away for a rainy day. There's no need to panic, and there's no need to overspend. And when you've got teams like Galatasaray, QPR, West Ham, Tottenham, Newcastle, Liverpool, all being linked with Gary Hooper, I think Hooper will leave, and I think he'll go for around £15 million. We might be able to up it a bit more. Liverpool are known for paying over the odds, and I know Brendan Rodgers did like Hooper. He tried to get him for Swansea, so. One of you two. Speak.
How do you think Celtic will do in the Champions League next year? Should they?
It's luck of the draw.
I'm not sure they'll qualify, to be honest.
It's luck of the draw. If we get a team who clearly aren't good enough, then great. But I remember Rangers a few years ago faced a Lithuanian team, and everyone thought Rangers would qualify. They lost. And Dale, do you think Celtic will qualify as you're such an expert on Celtic?
Like I say, like you say, it depends on the team they get. I'm not sure they're strong enough at the minute to qualify for Europe or really make any sort of impact in Europe. I thought, as we've mentioned, the Ireland squad and the Celtic squad, I thought we've done 4 stories for a whole lot. I thought I could just quickly mention another one.
Gone then.
It's not hard, it's what's gone. Although I'm a Tigers fan, I thought I'd give an honourable mention to Harlequins, who are now the new Aviva Premiership champions. They finished top of the league. They're the better team on the day. They deserve the title.
It's making Jack sick. It's making Jack.
Don't like Harlequins.
But yeah, they played very well. They weren't expected to be anywhere near the top 4 really. Start of the season. But it was a good fight back the second half of the season by the Tigers. But Harlequins they played very well, and they've got some good young players there mixed in with experience, and they could do well and defend the crown next year.
Well, can I just say some breaking news has just reached me, and this news will not concern many of you, but it will concern that man over there, Jack Elliott, and it is that Darlington will now play at Bishop Auckland FC next season,
Really?
not Shildon. The club say it's down to safety concerns.
Well, that is.
I'm breaking it. That broke a minute ago, so I'm delighted to have broken that.
Yeah.
Highlight of the week for Jack.
Yeah, that
clearly is.
Well, I mean, it's not great being a Darlington fan now. We're in the Northern League. I can't remember the last time a team managed to go down 4 divisions
I can.
in a go. Gretna Green, of course. Yep.
Well, they weren't known as Gretna Green. They're known as Gretna.
That's the place, yeah. But
it wasn't easy being green
it
if
wasn't.
they were.
No.
I think Darlington feel.
They clearly didn't do the reading to get in. But, Dale, Jack, we've said our highlights of the week. We've done all that, and we hope you enjoyed. We're going to have to sum the show up now. So, thank you.
What was gonna say was there's been a new report coming out. How long have we got left?
Jack, please, we've literally got 20 seconds.
All right.
Come on, Jack, there's been a new report, and what did that report say?
That Labour completely underestimated George Galloway. Do you think they did?
Yes, I do. I didn't think they saw him as a possible threat.
Yes, I believe they did as well, but we haven't got much time to discuss our views.
Right, Tom. We haven't. Our views will be discussed next week. We hope that you enjoyed Blah De Blah. Thank you for listening to Blah De Blah with me, Tom Feeney.
Me, Dale Harris.
And me, Jack Elliott.
Thank you for listening to Blah.
Blah.
Remember to listen to Blah De Blah every week on YouTube. We're here every Wednesday, and during the big summer period, we'll be having the odd episode. Also, remember to follow Blah De Blah on Twitter. That's at the Blah De Blah. Follow me, Thomasini. You'll be joined by many others, and that's at Thomasini. That's at THOMASFEAHENY.
At Dale Harris, 1991.
At Jack Elliott, 1993.
Thank you for listening to Blah
Blah.
Remember, we're sponsored by www.sportingviewpoint.co.uk. All the sport, all the time.